What's up, geeks? Welcome to Comic Corner. It's me, J-Man, and today I'm going to be reviewing, finally, The Birth of Venom. Let's jump right into it. A lot of significant moments in this book, so I'm going to go through it issue by issue, but not every issue in this book, because there's a lot of pointless side story that has nothing to do, well, it has to do with the symbiote, but let's just jump right into it. So issue 252 is right after Secret Wars, right after he has the black symbiote suit that he got on Battleworld, so he's adapting to the suit's capabilities, like his realization of being able to use organic web shooters, and he also teams up with Black Cat through this storyline of the symbiote. So after that, this is also the vocal point of Peter's struggle as he, in this book, he quits college, he drops out, struggling with the black suit and all that. Well, he actually becomes stronger with the black suit. So, but yeah, him quitting college really puts a struggle on him, and Aunt May has 100% against this. So, let's jump in at issue 257, where a gang lord guy, that's not really important, named Rose. Also, I'm going to put in the description to jump where you want to get to the, vocal point of the story with Eddie Brock versus Peter Parker, the symbiote. Venom versus Spider. Okay, so, issue 257, a gang lord named Rose hires an assassin named Puma to kill Spider-Man. And this is basically due to the fact that Spider-Man interfered with one of the Rose's plans, that he was going to manipulate this football player. And so this is Rose's payback. And to break it down, in a break in between battle, Mary Jane visits Peter at his apartment, but during their chat, Puma intrudes and the fight begins and ends shortly with Puma giving up. I kid you not. Like in the book he says, you're not worth the challenge, and then he leaves. So, I mean, the hell, very poor development for Puma, so he was kind of lame anyway, but the next issue, we see one of the most significant moments in Spider-Man history. Mary Jane realizes that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and it gets worse because Black Cat intrudes in the situation, and it's basically Mary Jane is flustered and upset due to the fact that she finds out that he is Spider-Man and that he's dating someone. So yeah, later, Peter struggles mentally because he has this dream. If you've watched the Spectacular Spider-Man show with the black suit, you would know where this is from. He has a dream where both the red and blue suit, the classic suit, and the black suit are pulling him apart. And it's more like the black suit is doing bad, evil, and the classic suit's doing good. So he wakes up for this traumatic nightmare. Immediately he goes to the Fantastic Four. He talks to Reed Richards. Reed Richards basically explains that it's a symbiotic suit, it's from space, it's an alien, and it bonds with the host so that it can survive. So it thrives and becomes stronger, and it needs to find a host, and it will latch onto that host and probably will never let go after time being. So Reed Richards develops this plasma gun, and it basically just disables the suit from the host, and Reed Richards keeps that symbiote in captivity. So we don't see the symbiote for a while, like after one issue. So basically, if that would be the end of the story, there would be no Eddie Brock, but of course this storyline is kind of predictable at times. So the suit breaks out of captivity, and it goes back to Peter, it latches itself onto Peter, and it basically controls Peter's every move, all its moves, and his every move. Okay, so then Peter kind of controls it somewhat to bring it to a clock tower, and he basically uses its weakness against the symbiote, which is sound. And so we get that, famous depiction of the bell tower, the symbiote coming out of, kind of like from Spider-Man 3. Yeah, so now we're going to jump into the symbiote's off him, it's gone, and later in the story, Peter's wearing a black suit. That's just his own specially designed black suit that he makes. He really liked the design for the symbiote. So we're jumping into issue 299. the issue where we get to see the most iconic depiction of Venom, drawn by Todd McFarlane. And it's that image of him, like, kind of, like, creeping up on, like, Mary Jane. He's like, honey, I'm home. And Mary Jane's, like, huddled in her corner, like, crying, because, like, it's so terrifying. Okay, so, now that we're finally here, issue 300. During this issue, we get to see Spider-Man, like, kind of stalked as prey by Venom, which is ultimately leads to them end up fighting. And, you know, Spider-Man obviously uses the plasma gun, which disables the suit, but it doesn't work because, you know, during this, Eddie Brock is a bodybuilder. He's buff, he's angry, he's upset. He's upset due to the fact that this is why he's attacking Spider-Man, is because Eddie Brock's a journalist, and he's exposed this man as a criminal, but later Spider-Man exposes the real guy who was the criminal. So Eddie Brock was wrong, and he became a laughingstock at the Daily Bugle, and he became, like, ridiculed, and he got fired. So he basically, Spider-Man ruined his career, even though Eddie Brock was the one doing terrible shit. Like, he didn't get the guy right, so kind of his fault. So this is sort of payback for Eddie Brock, and Eddie Brock's not depicted like a wimpish bitch, like skinny bitch, like from Spider-Man 3. Sorry, I had to pull that out. But they have a continuous battle during this, and Venom keeps coming back with more ferociousness and stronger. He keeps coming back stronger and stronger. And the only way Peter can defeat Eddie Brock is by using the symbiote's emotions against it. And basically what I'm saying is like love on first sight sort of thing. So he basically says, since the symbiote's first host was Peter, he basically like sort of talks to the symbiote, and the symbiote crawls off Eddie, and then Eddie passes out from exhaustion, and then, you know, the suit, by the end of this book, the suit like doesn't go onto Peter, but it just dissolves. Like, it just dissolves by the end of the book, which is weird. But that's how the book ends. I missed out on a lot of other side story, but that doesn't really matter because it's just other shit that's not to correspond with the Venom book. But all in all, this book has its faults, you know, with the lame side storytelling. It has its great dynamic writing by David Michelini and an extremely detailed, all over the place art by Todd McFarlane. All in all, I give this book an 8.5 out of 10. Strongly recommend this book. Yep, Birth of Venom. Great book. Really good. Yeah, so see you later, geeks.